Hello, my name is Captain Charles Ruddek, and I'm the Recruitment Officer for Detachment 028 here at Embry-Riddle Prescott. We want to welcome you to our virtual recruitment briefing. Hopefully, we'll get you all the information that you need throughout the course of our presentation today. But without further ado, I know there's probably a reason why a lot of you are choosing Embry-Riddle. So let's go ahead and get to that right now. Okay, we good? So here's the thing. This is an awesome university to attend if you want to have a career in aviation. A lot of people know that. It's very well renowned for that. There's excellent flight training programs here that you can take advantage of. And so if that's what you want to do with your Air Force career, then you're choosing the right university. However, there's a new initiative in the Air Force that's going on right now that you may not know about. And because of the fact that the Air Force is focusing on this as well, it might also make Embry-Riddle a great choice for you. In August of 2020, the Chief of Staff of the Air Force released a document called Accelerate, Change, or Lose. The document talks about how the Air Force needs to change, innovate, and use technology in order to counter technological advances by our near-peer adversaries. The document presents a solution to this problem, stating, our airmen must be multi-capable and adaptable team builders, as well as innovative and courageous problem solvers, and demonstrate value in the diversity of thought, ingenuity, and initiative. We must develop leaders with the appropriate tools to create and sustain an environment in which all airmen can reach their full potential. At the same time the Air Force is going through this period of unprecedented change, we now have the introduction of the U.S. Space Force. In an exciting development, our detachment recently had several cadets who were selected to go directly into the U.S. Space Force immediately following their time in ROTC. Because of all the focus on change that's going on throughout the Air Force and Space Force right now, it's a great time to be a student at Embry-Riddle. The laboratories that are here on this university, world-class facilities, are certainly going to be able to prepare you for your career as an officer, where you'll be dealing with complex technology on a daily basis. Here at Det 28, we encourage cadets to participate in various programs that interact with these Air Force Centers of Innovation, as well as many other career-broadening opportunities that will prepare them for their future careers as U.S. Air Force or Space Force officers. So hopefully now you're really excited about the potential career paths that await you in the Air Force. But before we get too far, let's talk about what ROTC is and how ROTC fits into your overall college experience. The overall Air Force ROTC mission is to recruit, train, and develop leaders of character for tomorrow's Air Force and Space Force and beyond. Det 028 is just one of 145 detachments across the United States, which serve more than 1,100 schools. Across the Air Force ROTC enterprise, enrollment in the program averages well over 15,000 students, making Air Force ROTC the largest source of commissioned officers for the Department of the Air Force and now Space Force. Most years, Det
028 will commission 45 to 60 second lieutenants for the United States Air Force and Space Force, and the detachment contributes a total of $2.3 million annually in scholarships to the university population.
The Air Force ROTC program is also extremely active in the local Prescott community. One of the organizations our detachment is heavily involved with is called Silver Wings, and it's a community service organization. In fall of 2020, the Embry-Riddle Prescott Silver Wings chapter completed 211 hours of community service, which included food drives, highway cleanups, Humane Society events, you name it. Our detachment has a huge impact on the local community in a positive way.
And of course, the foundation of the entire Air Force ROTC experience is based on our Air Force core values: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do.
The Air Force ROTC program is typically a 4-year program. And what happens is, it is designed to blend into your college experience so that you're actually completing all of your commissioning requirements while you're attending university.
Air Force ROTC must be a competitive program because of the standards required to be in the profession of arms as a military officer. When selecting cadets for the program, we must interest the qualified and not qualify the interested. To accomplish that goal, Air Force ROTC has standards of excellence across the board, including the areas of academics, physical fitness, professional, and conduct. Academically, Air Force ROTC encourages cadets to focus on their coursework and excel in the chosen academic pursuit. Not only is it encouraged, but it is also critical. During the second year of the program, cadets will compete with others across the nation to be selected to continue. To be eligible, they must excel in participation, physical fitness, and most importantly, academic performance. Selectees average a 3.4 cumulative GPA. An additional academic standard is the Air Force Officer Qualifying Test that cadets are required to complete. This is comparable to the ACT or SAT and tests math and language, with additional sections dedicated to determining basic flying knowledge. All cadets must obtain standardized math and language minimum scores to earn a commission as an officer.
Now, obviously, this is the military. And as a result, there's going to be some requirements that you're going to have to meet in order to join the program and stay in it throughout the entire time that you attend university. In addition, there's going to be 2 major points where you have kind of your progress checked. And those progress checks are going to determine how you proceed in the program and potentially what your career field can actually be. Now, we've talked about the ROTC program a lot, and we talked about the types of careers that you could have in the Air Force. But one thing that I definitely want to discuss is, why should you come to this detachment? And there's actually 3 primary reasons. The first of these is that it's a very large detachment. And the benefit of that is that going through the program here is going to give you a lot of experience that you're going to actually be able to use when you come on active duty in the Air Force. In addition, we have a seasoned staff with a combined total of over 130 years of experience in the military. And then finally, there's no question, this area is absolutely beautiful. If you like nature, if you like hiking, if you like the outdoors, there's something here for you. Finally, to close things out, let's talk about money. As you can likely imagine, as the detachment recruitment officer, the most questions I get are about scholarships. ROTC offers several different types of scholarships. For the most up-to-date information about them, you really want to go to the National Air Force ROTC website, www.airforcerotc.com. Because we don't deal with the application process or evaluate applications here at the detachment. That's done at the national level. So please visit the website as early as possible so you know the required timelines and requirements far in advance of when applications are due. On this slide, you'll see that we've highlighted the first type of scholarship most people are eligible for, the High School Scholarship Program, which is referred to as HSSP. If you look at the numbers on the slide, you'll notice that these scholarships are very competitive, and so please make sure you're taking your ACT or SAT well ahead of time so that you can attempt it again if you don't get the score you want on the first try. Additionally, you'll want to review all the other requirements for the application in detail so you don't miss anything. ROTC scholarships can be offered for various amounts of time and come in different tiers, 1, 2, and 7. Only Tier 1 scholarships will pay for all tuition and fees here at Embry-Riddle Prescott. The other two tiers will pay $18,000 annually. However, you'll see that all of our scholarships include a book allowance and a stipend, so that's a great benefit for all of our scholarship recipients. If you don't get the high school scholarship, no problem. You can still join our detachment and participate in the ROTC program. After you arrive here and start working for our program, you'll find that ROTC has a couple different other scholarships the cadets have access to. The one that you can typically compete for here at Embry-Riddle Prescott is on the top left of the slide, the In-College Scholarship. Typically, you will be eligible for this at the beginning of your second year in the program. This scholarship is extremely competitive and is earned based on your overall performance in the program, but yes, people do get these at our detachment. If you get one of these scholarships, it can pay up to full tuition and fees, with the same book allowance and stipends offered by the high school scholarship.
One unique thing about the Air Force ROTC experience here at Embry-Riddle is that if you are a high school scholarship recipient, you're eligible for something called an assurance grant, and that's actually given by the university. So what I would do is if you are an HSSP recipient, high school scholarship, you'll want to make sure that you contact the university and ask them about this.
Okay, so we now talked about a lot of different types of scholarships and opportunities, but of course, these come with associated military service obligations and contractual requirements. In exchange for its investment in you, the Air Force will require you to complete a certain amount of years on active duty in exchange for the scholarships it gives you, or the contracts that you sign that guarantee you a spot on active duty as an officer. The obligation varies by career field, but as you can see from the slide, pilots have a 10-year commitment, RPA pilots and other flying careers have 6-year commitments, and all others have a 4-year commitment. Chances are, though, if your dream is to be an Air Force pilot, then I don't think a 10-year commitment will be a really big deal for you. Now, one really important thing to note about these contracts and obligations. If you don't end up commissioning for some reason, then the Air Force can actually do one of several things. It can recoup the scholarship money from you, require you to serve as an enlisted member for a certain amount of time, or if the reason you can't commission isn't your fault, maybe a medical issue or something, then the Air Force can waive your obligation entirely, but you shouldn't count on that.
Alright, so you've completed ROTC now, you've graduated from college, and you're commissioned as an officer in the United States Air Force or the United States Space Force. So what does that look like from a compensation perspective? Well, actually, it's pretty good. The numbers that you'll see on the slide are comparable to a starting salary in the civilian sector, and these numbers are for a single officer. If you have dependents, it's actually going to be even more than that. Another thing you should note about the slide is that as a military member, a significant portion of the money that you receive in compensation is tax-free, and that's a pretty good benefit to have. Also, as you progress through your military career, you'll be eligible for all different kinds of pay depending on what job you have and the type of things that you do throughout your military career. Over time, this can add up and be pretty lucrative, and in no time at all, you can find yourself earning 6 figures.
So we talked about the salary you receive as an Air Force officer, but what about the other benefits? As it turns out, there's a lot to be had. Now, we already talked about the tax situation on the last slide, but think about this. Over the course of a military career, that is a fantastic, huge benefit. Another thing that's a fantastic benefit is the free medical and dental care you'll be receiving while you're on active duty,
and the very low cost medical and dental care that you're going to be receiving for your family. The final thing I'd like to highlight on the slide is the retirement plan offered by the military. With a new blended retirement system, you'll be eligible to get 40% of your base pay for the rest of your life after serving 20 years in the military. This is an amazing benefit, and it has few parallels in the corporate world. Additionally, as a component of the blended retirement system, you'll have access to the Thrift Savings Plan, which is the government's version of a 401k. Just like a corporate 401k, you can contribute up to $19,500 annually, at least as of 2020, and the government will match your contributions up to 5%. Additionally, you can deposit your TSP contributions into a conventional or Roth account, whichever works best for your long-term plans. If you decide to leave the military before 20 years, your Thrift Savings Plan balance is transferable, and it can be rolled right into a civilian 401k after you leave.
And that's going to do it for our briefing. Thank you so much for watching today. Hopefully this answered all of your questions about the ROTC program, but if not, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below, or you can also email me. I'll leave my contact information in the description section. So you got multiple ways to get in touch with us. We have a great program here. I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud to be here, and I think that especially with all of the different types of changes going on in the Air Force and Space Force, you are making a very good decision by coming to this detachment and this university. And so I'll leave you with our recruitment slogan, which we've recently changed for this year, and that is, join the great, Det 28. Have a great day, and we hope to see you soon.
You know what? Yeah, one more time.